In the devastated future, Goku Black faces off against the legendary Super Saiyan 2 Goku. The force of their collision creates massive shockwaves that shatter the nearby skyscraper windows. Goku Black realizes his current power level is insufficient to finish the job quickly. He decides to retreat through a temporal rift, seeking a place to evolve further. Safe in his own universe, Goku Black focuses his divine wrath into a transformation. The sky turns a deep violet as the divine energy reaches its absolute peak. Behold, the beauty of a god. Goku Black unveils the Super Saiyan Rose form. With this new power, he returns to the fight, instantly overwhelming the Saiyan Prince. Vegeta falls to the ground, unable to comprehend the divine beauty of the Rose. Goku Black stands victorious over the first round, mocking the Saiyan's lack of divinity. One day later, the rematch begins. But the tide has unexpectedly shifted against Black. Vegeta's strikes are heavier and faster than before, catching the god off guard. Goku Black struggles to maintain his defense as Vegeta's pride fuels his overwhelming strength. How is a mortal surpassing a god? Black demands. To know the source of power. The intensity of the battle escalates as the mortal and god collide in mid-air. Vegeta declares that a fake like Black can never match the true Prince of Saiyans. Desperate for more power, Goku Black merges with Zamasu to become the ultimate being. To counter the fusion, Goku and Vegeta use the Potara earrings to become Vegito. The battle between Vegito Blue and fused Zamasu shakes the foundations of reality itself. Vegito dominates the fight, dealing blow after blow to the unstable fused god. Suddenly, the impossible happens. The divine fusion of Zamasu begins to crumble and split. Goku Black watches in horror as his fused form fails before the mortal's time limit. Realizing defeat is imminent, Goku Black reaches for the time ring on his finger.
He swears an oath of revenge before vanishing into a rift across the timelines. Black emerges in a different era, sensing a familiar energy below the clouds. Below, at the lookout, Goku and Gohan emerge from their year of training. They are ready for the Cell Games, but a dark shadow looms over them. Goku Black descends, his presence like a cold weight on the earth. Goku looks up in total confusion, seeing his own face looking back with malice. Without a word, Goku Black moves with speed that transcends the current era. A dark energy blade pierces Goku's chest before he can even power up. Gohan watches in frozen silence as his father's lifelight fades away instantly. The hero of Earth falls, dead before the Cell Games could even begin. Goku Black turns his gaze to the others, his eyes reflecting pure divine judgment. The Z-Fighters charge in a desperate, hopeless attempt to stop the intruder. Piccolo is the first to fall, his chest crushed by a single effortless kick. Krillin and Tien are erased in a flash of black and pink energy. Gohan attempts to unlock his hidden power, but his fear holds him back. Goku Black ends Gohan's suffering, leaving the lookout in a deathly silent state. Far away at his arena, Perfect Cell senses the sudden disappearance of everyone. Cell remains at his post, confused why the great Saiyan energies have vanished. Moments later, the air shifts as Goku Black teleports directly into the arena. Cell is offended by the stranger's appearance and prepares to strike the intruder. Goku Black laughs at the bio-android's arrogance, considering him a mere biological error. Cell attacks with full force, but Black's movements are too fast for his eyes. Black delivers a blow that shatters Cell's core, ending the threat of the android. The arena crumbles as Cell's body disintegrates into nothingness under Black's power. The Earth is now silent, but Goku Black is far from finished with his mission. He returns to the lookout,
eyeing the entrance to the Hyperbolic Time Chamber. Inside this void, time flows differently, providing the perfect sanctuary for his training. Goku Black steps inside, the heavy gravity and loneliness fueling his divine rage. He begins by mastering the basics of his stolen Saiyan physiology in solitude. Day after day, he pushes his body to the absolute brink of destruction. The emptiness of the chamber allows him to focus entirely on his internal ki. He remembers the sting of Vegeta's fist and uses it to fuel his growth. His Super Saiyan Rose form begins to evolve, the color deepening and intensifying. Year 1 passes, and the power level of Goku Black has already tripled. He starts conjuring energy weapons of various shapes to refine his divine combat. His mind begins to fracture under the isolation, but his resolve remains ironclad. He trains to maintain his Rose form indefinitely, making it his natural state. The second year of training brings a new level of physical and mental toughness. He practices shattering the very fabric of the chamber with his raw power. The divine energy within him begins to fuse with his Saiyan biology completely. He envisions his final victory over the mortals who dared to challenge him. Goku Black's gi is torn and weathered, a testament to his grueling years. He reaches a state of power that surpasses anything he ever thought possible. With his training complete, he prepares to exit the chamber and find his rivals. He uses the time ring once more to travel back to the future timeline. He arrives in a world he does not recognize, filled with immense godly pressures. Before him stand two figures who have also ascended to the realm of gods. Goku Black is stunned by the overwhelming power radiating from his two enemies. He asks how they became this strong and how long he was actually gone. Vegeta responds with a smirk, telling Black that a god's time is irrelevant.
The final battle begins with a collision that sends shockwaves through the multiverse. Goku moves with ultra instinct, dodging every single strike from Black's scythe. Vegeta tanked Black's attacks, absorbing the damage to increase his ultra ego power. Goku Black realizes that even with his training, these mortals are now monsters. He unleashes his ultimate form, the Super Saiyan Rose Evolved, to match them. The three warriors engage in a high-speed melee that blurs across the battlefield. Goku lands a series of precise strikes that disrupt Black's internal ki flow. Vegeta follows up with a massive blast of destruction energy, pinning Black down. Black refuses to lose, drawing power from his hatred of all mortal life. He shatters the destruction energy, shocking Vegeta with his raw, unyielding divine will. The fight enters its final phase as all three combatants reach their limits. Black creates hundreds of clones to swarm the silver-haired Saiyan warrior. Goku closes his eyes, letting his body react to every single clone's attack. Vegeta charges directly at the real Black, ignoring the distractions around him. The two rivals trade blows that threaten to tear the planet apart. Goku Black realizes he must use his most dangerous technique to end this. A massive scythe made of pure divine malice appears in his hand. He swings the scythe, creating a tear in reality that pulls everything inward.
Goku and Vegeta combine their powers to create a shield against the rift. Goku Black laughs manically, believing he has finally achieved total victory over mortals. However, Goku breaks through the rift using the true power of Ultra Instinct. He delivers a point-blank Kamehameha that sends Black spiraling into the ground. Vegeta descends like a meteor, delivering a final blow with the power of ego. Goku Black lies defeated, his divine plan shattered by the strength of mortals. He looks up at the two Saiyans, finally understanding the source of their power. The Saiyans stand victorious, having protected the timeline from the rogue god's ambition. The journey of Goku Black ends, leaving the legacy of destruction across the ages. Flashback. The first hour in the time chamber was the hardest for Zamasu's soul. He hated the mortal food, the mortal air, and the mortal silence surrounding him. He began by testing the limits of his physical durability against the chamber's wall. He realized that pain was the key to unlocking the true potential of his body. He started a cycle of self-mutilation and healing to trigger the Saiyan Zenkai boosts. Each time he healed, his power level spiked significantly higher than before. He spent months perfecting the movement of his energy through his borrowed limbs. He began to hear the voices of the gods he had slain in his mind. They mocked him for using the mortal body, but he only used their scorn as fuel. He started to develop a new technique, the divine lasso of light. He would throw these threads into the void, cutting through the non-existent targets. The density of the air in the chamber felt like liquid lead against him. He pushed his speed until he was moving faster than the eye could track. He began to experiment with the fusion of his Zamasu magic and Saiyan power. By the end of year 1, the chamber felt small to his growing presence. He missed the taste of tea, the only mortal luxury he ever truly enjoyed. He realized his mortal heart was still beating, a constant reminder of his sin. He decided to suppress his heart's rhythm, becoming more like a machine of God. He began to train his eyes to see the flow of time within the chamber. He could now predict where the gravity would shift before it actually happened. Year 2. The physical transformation began to take a toll on his clothing. He crafted a new gi from his own ki, infused with divine durability. He began to practice the art of shattering space with his voice alone. Every shout sent ripples through the dimension, disturbing the balance of the lookout outside. He grew taller, more imposing, his presence filled with a terrifying weight. He began to simulate battles against Vegito within his own mind. In his mind, he lost 1,000 times before he finally learned to win. He discovered that his scythe could harvest the energy of his fallen enemies. The power he felt now was intoxicating, far beyond the reach of any mortal. He could feel the presence of the time ring pulsing on his finger constantly. He was no longer just a Saiyan. He was a living catastrophe of divine proportions. He spent the final months of his second year in total silent meditation. His aura had become so dense, it started to create its own gravity field. He could see the entire history of the Saiyan race in the flames of his aura. He vowed that he would be the one to finally erase their bloodline. The door to the chamber finally felt like a portal to his destiny. He took one last look at the white void that had been his home. He stepped out,
the fresh air of the lookout feeling alien to his lungs. The sky was blue, but to him, it was just a canvas for destruction. He activated the time ring, the green energy surrounding him like a shroud. Back in the final battle, Goku Black recovers from the Saiyans' combined attack. He laughs, a sound that echoes with the weight of 2 years of isolation. He tells them that their mortal evolution is nothing compared to his divine training. He reveals his final trump card, the divine punishment of the Black Sun. The orb absorbs the light from the surrounding area, turning the world into shadow. Goku and Vegeta charge their final attacks, knowing this is the end of the line. The 3 massive energy beams collide in the center of the arena. The ground shatters, and the very air begins to burn from the friction.
Goku Black's orb begins to push back the Saiyans' combined energy. Vegeta screams in defiance, his Ultra Ego aura growing to a massive size. Goku enters a state of perfect calm, his Ultra Instinct reaching its zenith. The Silver Giant and the Purple Flame merge into a single, unstoppable force. They unleash everything, a final strike that carries the hope of all mortals. Goku Black watches as his ultimate technique is destroyed before his eyes. The combined beam hits him directly, consuming his divine form in a white light. As he fades, he sees a vision of the original Zamasu smiling at him. The explosion clears, leaving a massive, silent crater where the arena once was. Goku and Vegeta revert to their base forms, exhausted and barely able to stand. They have won, but the cost to the timeline was nearly its total destruction. Goku looks at his hands, wondering if another Black could ever return again. Vegeta tells him that as long as they keep training, they will be ready. The spirit of Goku Black is gone, but the lesson he taught remains forever. In the distance, the Grand Minister watches the end of the battle silently. He notes that the mortals have surpassed the gods once and for all. The story of the rogue god who trained in time ends here today. But in another corner of the multiverse, a different rift begins to open. Could the cycle of divine wrath ever truly be broken by mortal hands? Goku looks up one last time, a sense of peace finally returning home. The screen fades to black as the echoes of the battle slowly die. A final shot shows the Hyperbolic Time Chamber door, locked from the outside. Deep within the ruins of the future, a survivor finds a dark G. The legacy of the Zero Mortal Plan is not easily forgotten by history. Somewhere, the gods are still watching, waiting for the next great challenge. Beerus yawns, unimpressed by the scale of the battle he just witnessed today. Whis smiles,
knowing that the Saiyans will always find a way to grow. The balance of the universe is restored, for now, thanks to the heroes. Goku Black's scythe remains embedded in a distant, forgotten moon in the future. Its energy slowly leaks out, coloring the surrounding craters in a soft pink. The Saiyans' journey continues as they look toward the next powerful opponent. The shadow of the rose has passed, leaving only the light of the stars. Goku thinks back to the time he first saw his own dark reflection. He realizes that the greatest enemy he will ever face is himself. Vegeta trains harder than ever, refusing to let any god surpass him again. The Hyperbolic Time Chamber remains a place of mystery and immense power today. The story of What If serves as a warning to all who seek godhood.
Divine power is a heavy burden that few can carry without losing themselves. The world is safe, and the Dragon Balls rest in their golden glow. Shenron sleeps, waiting for the next wish to be called from the depths. Goku Black's training was his rise, but his arrogance was his ultimate downfall. The Saiyans stand as the ultimate protectors of the mortal and divine realms. The clouds part, revealing a bright and hopeful future for the entire world. Goku laughs, challenging Vegeta to one last race across the entire globe. The legend of the Saiyans grows with every battle they fight and win. The pink aura of the rose is finally replaced by the blue of peace. But the memory of the Dark God will always remain in their hearts. The Time Ring's power is sealed away, never to be used for evil again. The multiverse continues its slow dance through the endless reaches of space today. Goku's voice echoes one last time, promising to always protect his many friends. The final curtain falls on the tale of the black-hearted god and Saiyans. Until the next time the Dragon Balls are gathered, the story is complete.